Well, good morning, YouTube. Hi guys, it is Saturday morning here in Maryville. Smoky Mountain Bike Week is officially underway. It's about 9:30. We've been open about half an hour. No real business yet. Mike is actually out there trying to make an adjustment on a handlebar for a customer that just needed a little bit of help. Don't know what that's going to turn into, but there are people starting to show up and people walking around. No big crowds yet, but we're looking forward to a good day. Seems like the weather is going to be really nice today as well. All right, guys, a little while later, and we got our first motorcycle in on service, and our friend Gene and his wife Lori stopped by. If you guys remember, Gene owns the tractor store, like parts and service in Hayesville. He's actually one of my Amsoil dealers, so he sells the product through his store. But also, we've got his Gold Wing in the shop doing work on it now, and all the parts came before it. I got to fix it so we get back home. But today, we're working on this road glide. All right, so this isn't the typical job we would do, but this customer came in with these hand guards that have the signal lights and I think a running light built into them. And because we had nothing on the lift, he asked if we put them on for him. So, yeah, we obliged. But I had to take the fairing off to make the wiring connections. Relatively simple job, just a little time consuming. Well, unfortunately, our skies have changed. The weather was really nice earlier today, but now it's gotten very cloudy and overcast. A little bit of a sprinkle, too. Not too bad. Hopefully, it won't last long. I haven't actually checked the weather yet. All right, guys, so we have the lovely Katie over here at the JP tent doing bug slide. Hey. Guys, come out and get your bike detailed. What does it cost to get a bike detailed? Tell people so they know.
I just work on tips, fat tips.
Fat tips.
Yeah,
so
nobody
everybody
wants to work for free.
No, absolutely not, guys. She does a great job with a good product. Oh, yes. Yeah, she just did that one right there. Looks spiffy.
Nice and spiffy.
Guys, come see her. It looks like Traveling Tall is back again today over at Volunteer Audio. All right, guys, so it's about 1 o'clock now, and we did get another oil change come in our first oil change come in for service, and I loaded it up on the lift, but I actually have to go inside and come off of the floor for a little bit, the parking lot, whatever, you guys know what I mean. I actually got a homeowners association meeting that starts like right now, so I'm gonna go do that. Guys, my homeowners association meeting is over, and I come back outside and look, he's here. Riding on 3 Tennessee is here, and Doc Harley was actually just here a second ago too. I'm sorry, Dr. Harley, not Doc Harley, two totally different people. But yeah, the weather's a lot nicer now, and there's still some people walking around, but our business really hasn't been very good. All right, guys, since it's a little bit slow business today, I had something I wanted to do on Dr. Evil, so Mike and I are getting ready to do it. And you guys have heard me mention it before in the past. After I put the thrashing handlebars on, I had an issue with a wobble when I'm hands-free between like 45 and 49 mile an hour. It only happened after I put the thrashing bars on. Now, to make that story longer, before the thrashing bars, remember I did another set of handlebars in between the stock ones and these, and that's when I put the CVO ST bars on there. And when I did that, I actually took the top clamp off and installed the bars and put it back on. I did not do that when I did the thrasher bars. I just bolted them through the bottom. So when I put it back on, I followed the OEM torque procedure. And don't quote me on the numbers, I don't have it right now, but it's like you got to torque it a certain number, back it off a little bit, torque it down a little bit more, and then leave it there. And I didn't have the problem with the CVO bars. But then as soon as I switched to the thrashing bars, that problem arose. And it hasn't been a real big problem. It only happens if my hands are off of the bar. If I touch the bar at all, it all goes away. So it's not like an uncontrollable thing, but I still know that it's not right. Now, fast forward a couple months, we're in Sturgis, South Dakota. We're set up next to Kevin at Big Bear Suspension, and he was telling us that the factory setting on the steering stem really isn't that great of a setting. The torque value is not quite right, and it should be a little bit tighter for best performance. And he gave us some tips on how to do it just the right way. And so I had intended on following suit to kind of do so. Now, fast forward a little bit more. Last week, I was watching a YouTube video from Her Two Wheels. If you haven't seen her on YouTube before, go check her out. She's got a pretty cool channel, lots of girl riding stuff, and it's pretty good. But she's got a 24 Road Glide as well. And on one of her trips, when she was in New York in the video last week, she was having an issue with the handlebars wobbling at the same speeds. She's got the same exact handlebar setup that I have. Well, she had a local shop there in New York, reset her steering stem bearing, preload or whatever it is, and the problem completely went away. So we're going to test it on my bike and see if the problem goes away by giving it just a little bit more. So what we're going to do, we got the bike up in the air, we got the handlebars where we can turn them and not have the tire on the ground. Mike is now removing the nacelle. So once the nacelle has been removed, we'll be able to get to the steering heads. We'll be able to get to the steering stem. So at that point, we're going to loosen up the pinch bolts that hold the top clamp to the steering stem and both fork tubes, re-torque the steering stem, and then retighten our pinch clamps. And then we're going to follow the procedure that Kevin over at Big Bear recommended and see if it fixes the whole thing, and then put it all back together. And then we ride it out to dinner tonight or whatever. I can take my hands off the handlebars and test it, and if it doesn't kill me, we did a good job. All right, guys, so what Harley says, according to Mike, is that when you turn it to full lock and you just let go of it,
left, right,
it's supposed to swing to the opposite side and then a little bit past center again and then return to center. Now, I was misunderstanding that. I was under the understanding that it should just go just past center and then return to center, not swing all the way back past center and then to center. But either way, this seems to be doing that. So in my opinion, this is pretty close to stock. Mike thinks it's a little bit tighter than stock, but we're gonna adjust it and make it a little tighter so that when we let go of that bar, it only swings to center and stops. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight to the manual. We'll see exactly what Harley says should be on this motorcycle, because this is gonna range from different models of motorcycles, maybe even different model years. So let's go to the book. All right, guys, so now we've got the manual out and we're looking over it, and we've got some discrepancies. So when I did the CVO ST handlebars on here, I didn't actually have the service manual yet. So I went to Google and I Googled the proper torque settings for that steering stem bolt, and I found it. And I also found those torque numbers here, and I think they're the same. I don't actually remember what I did back then, but I probably have to go back and look at that video. But it sounds familiar. But what I didn't get when I Googled it was this entire procedure that they want us to do here. And we're going to talk about it, but it seems overly complicated. All right, so on here, they've got those torque specs, which is, you know, here in this table, right? But they've got this whole procedure where you use a piece of cardboard and you measure, you got to tap the wheel. It seems way, way overly complicated. And also, to properly set that, they want you to remove the clutch cable and a lot of the other stuff that could possibly inhibit its swing. And it's also very important that the bike is level. They want your frame rails to be level front to rear and left to right. Well, we're in a sloped parking lot, so even though we've got it on a flat jack, we can't guarantee that we're perfectly level. But we're doing the swing test, and it's swinging past and swinging back. I think it's too loose. We want to check the torque on what we've got, but unfortunately, I don't have a torque wrench here that will go as low as what I use at the shop. So again, we're going to do it the way that Kevin recommended, by just getting to where we turn the handlebar to one side, let go of it. It should just return to center and not have that double swing back. All right, so just out of curiosity, we're using a torque wrench to loosen, because we're just going to double check the torque that I've got on it. Now what we've got is an inch-pound one, and we've set it at 6 inch-pounds.
6 foot-pounds.
Yeah, 6 foot-pounds.
72 inch-pounds.
Yeah, and that's not enough to break it loose, which is good. That means it's not super, super loose, because the final torque, according to the manual, should only be around 8 foot-pounds. Now, my foot-pound torque wrench here only goes down to 10, so it'd be really hard to try to judge it with that. So we're using an inch-pound wrench and converting, so that was actually like 72 inch-pounds. It should be 6 foot-pounds, and it wouldn't break it loose. So we're going to bump it up. We can bump it up to now. So we're going to bump it up to 8 foot-pounds and see if it breaks loose there.
Is this pinch bolt holding that from turning?
All right, we got a couple more motorcycles in. The Road Glide getting an oil change, and this Softail getting an oil change as well. Okay, so we went through a couple different torque values trying to loosen it up to the factory spec torque value, and we couldn't break it loose. So it wasn't loose according to the factory, right? According to the manual. So then what we did is we went ahead and loosened up the pinch bolts, and we re-torqued the steering stem to 20 foot-pounds. Manual says 18, and then back it off 180 degrees, and then re-torque to the 8, right? And then with it at 20, I'm getting the fall the way that I think I should have. It's not exactly perfect to what we wanted, but when you do those follow-away tests, you're really supposed to have the clutch cable and the handlebar controls and all that stuff off of it so that it's not restricting the movement. And I know that there's a little tension on my clutch cable. So if I turn the handlebar to the far left and I let it go, it comes a little bit past center. But if I go to the full right and let it go, it goes almost to center. But I think all of that is in my clutch cable causing the resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ride it. There's no resistance in steering. It still feels good. It's not like it's over tight. We're going to have a bearing issue. So I'm going to take it for a ride, and if my wobble has gone away and nothing feels adverse when I ride it, we're probably going to just leave it there. So we have tried this steering head bearing setting at multiple places. We've had it too tight, the wobble's still there. Maybe the mile an hour that it happens varies a little bit. Now we went back, redid it by spec. It actually feels like my tip-in is better. Like maybe there was too much resistance before, but the wobble is still there. So we've got it up on the jack. We're double checking air pressures to make sure that maybe a lower tire isn't one of the problems. And we did notice there's a little bit of uneven wear on my rear tire. I really don't think that's causing it, but we'll see. But anyway, we adjusted air pressures to make sure they're right. Check swing arm bushings to make sure there's no play in it. Not real sure what the answer is yet. So at this point, I don't really even know what else to check for. We've checked swing arm bearings. Nothing feels loose. Could be maybe that uneven wear on the tire, but it's been doing it a while, so I'm not sure if that's really going to be part of it or not. I don't know what else to check. We did adjust air pressure, so maybe that'll change things.
They're cool to see, but like this one actually, it's inspection. You can see the tension of that here. I'm probably, I should probably line up to check my pads, putting it off.
All right, guys, a little after 6:30, we closed up. Mike and I came over here to the cookout. I've only eaten at a cookout once. Everybody raves about it. I had it one time, but it was more of a to-go thing where somebody brought it to me at a job site, so it wasn't like fresh and hot. Figured we'll give it a try, see how good it is. Katie's in the class, so she didn't come. Chip decided not to come, and well, Alan wasn't hungry. So yeah, I'll probably take something home to Katie so she has it after her class. All right, well, we are back over at the Foothills Mall, and everybody's closed up and gone home. I brought Katie home some dinner. We also went over to Home Depot and picked up a few things that we need, some of which to work on the thrashing trailer a little bit, and just a couple other things that we needed to pick up. I don't think there's anything else exciting going on today, so I guess we're going to end this video here. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's try to get to the next goal. You know, we exceeded 24,000 at the last show. Let's shoot for 25 now, and hopefully get 30 by the end of the season, which is coming up really close. I don't know that we can do it, but I'm hoping you guys can prove me wrong. So, again, thanks for watching, and until next time we see you, keep those engines running. Come see us at Smoky Mountain Bike Week.